Hi, I'm Claude from Wilderness Skills. Welcome to this week's review. In this video I'm going to make a review of this bag from Tasmanian Tiger. It's the document bag. Let's look at some of the details on the document bag from Tasmanian Tiger. The size is 41 centimeters in width, 30 centimeters in height and 17 centimeters in depth. The weight is empty 1.1 kilogram. The bag is made out of 700 denier CORDURA nylon, and you can see you have pouch webbing here on the front and on both sides. Let's look what I carry on a normal day when I'm working. Well, you have a small pocket here in the front. That's where I normally carry my wallet, ID stuff. Then you have a really well organized admin area. This area here is padded, so if you have some sensitive material, it is well protected. Starting here, I have my portable Wi-Fi. Behind that there is a small pocket that I don't use. Then we have an extra pocket here, also covered with a small flap with Velcro. I have my external hard drive, the cable for that one, and on my USB stick. Here on the front you have 4 pieces of elastic band where I have different pens and pencils, Sharpies. I have a small flashlight here, the Phoenix LD12. Then we come to 3 small pockets. In the first one I have my business cards. I have a small notebook from Ride in the Rain, and the third one I don't use. Going back here we have a larger pocket where I have my power bank, a route power, and a cable for that one. And then in the last pocket here I have some energy gel and a Cliff Bar. Up here a small clip for keys. Really nice. And then we end up here where there is a zippered pocket. I have a small map here, you can have newspaper or whatever you like. Really well organized pocket here. The next area is one of the 2 main compartments. As you can see, it's almost like a clamshell type where you can open it totally. Got up here in the front, I got a book, really large one. Then I got my notebook and a iPad mini with a keyboard on. And you can secure the stuff here using this small piece of webbing here and the snap lock, so it doesn't rattle around. Then I have my larger notebook and a lot of checklists here, and there's still room for some papers here if I want to put that in. Then we end up here in the last pocket, the laptop pocket. Have my charger for my MacBook. Got a 13-inch MacBook Air. I got the charger for my work computer, a 15-inch. And you can actually place a 17-inch MacBook in this area if you want to. As you can see, again, there's really well padded area here. We have a divider, also padded, and a really good padding here in the back. Then we end up here with the two handles. There's a rubberized coating here, and the shoulder strap has a small piece of webbing here with a snap lock, so you can have the shoulder strap attached to the back if you only use the handles. Really nice feature. And the shoulder strap is detachable from the 2 points here on the back, here on both sides. Really nice. So that was my standard loadout when I'm going to work. Normally there could be some deviations, but I am always carrying all my electronics. I could have a book or two extra maybe, and there's even room for a small lunch pack and a small bottle of water in here. If I'm going to share my own experiences regarding this bag from Tasmanian Tiger, the document bag, well, I've been using this for more than a year now, and I've been switching between the Hazard 4 Messenger Doom and this one, and it has given me a lot of good experiences and also some not so good. If I'm going to tell you about some of the cons on the bag here from Tasmanian Tiger, the document bag, well, here in the admin area there was 3 small pockets here, and in the start I thought that if I had a really tall notepad I could just use the back one and then it would go all the way down, but it didn't. It is like laddered, so no matter how tall your notepad is and you put it in, it will just rise higher and higher, as you can see here. The next thing is the handles here. I really like the fact that there is 2 handles, because this gives the bag a really good balance when you carry it using the handles. But the carrying area is quite small. What I would like that either they had like a piece of webbing, also rubberized, that you can put around here so we get a larger grip area, or the handles themselves were a little bit bigger. And the last thing is about the zippers. They are not YKK. They are inverted, so they have a better protection from water, but they're not YKK. It's a small detail, but that's some of the things that I'm concerned about. Some of the pros, and there are a lot of them, you have a lot of organization area in here. You have both the organization pocket, but also in the main rooms you can organize all your stuff here, so they don't rattle around and get mixed up. I think that's one of the really, really good features. It's really roomy, 21 liters, not because of the size. It looks quite small when you look at it from the front, but because of the depth here. So you can have a lot of stuff in here. Also, you have the pipe swapping here on the front and on both sides. What I normally do is I take some of the smaller pockets from Tasmanian Tiger and put them here on both sides. And in that area I put the chargers for my laptops. Again, to have a little bit more organization in the back here. One of the other good things is the shoulder strap. You can take it off completely, or you can use the small snap lock here down to secure the shoulder strap. So when you're using the handles, or if you have the bag placed under a seat in front of you on the airplane, the shoulder strap won't be so annoying as it wasn't able to be taken off or attached to the bag. Really nice feature. And then the last thing is, of course, all the good protection that the bag have. You have protection from here, all the way from the front, from the admin area, and all the way back to the back here. So all your equipment will be well protected, no matter what you put inside. And also you have some protection here on the bottom. That's really nice. You can get the bag here in 3 different colors: black, green, and coyote. And this is coyote color. If I'm gonna give this bag a grading from 0 to 10, where I compare price to quality, well, I can find this bag online for about $100 US, and I think that is quite cheap for a bag of this type here. I would give it a grading of 8. The reason why it doesn't get a better grade is because of water, mainly. It is not waterproof, not at all, as you can see here on the video. The bag has been outside in a light rain for about half an hour. As you can see, it's wet here on the front side and on the top, and of course here on the back side. And as you can see, the water has crept in here in the bottom. Opening up for the computer compartment, you can see down here in the bottom, water has crept in the seams. and also up here at the top, close to the zipper. Opening up the other main compartment, again you can see water has crept in up here at the zipper and down at the bottom. Looking inside the admin area, again a little bit of water has crept in the bottom. But nothing here. Looking at the small compartment on the other pocket here, it is actually damp on the feel, so at least some water has crept in both in the bottom and along the zipper. The next thing which brings the grading down is the carrying handle. They are a little bit on the thin side. I would like a bigger quality of the carrying handle here. And then the zippers, they're not YKK. I know they are inverted, they just give you a little bit better protection from the rain, but not YKK. It's a small detail, but I really like the YKK zippers. If I'm going to give this bag a grading on usability, I would give it a solid 7. And the things that brings it down is again water, water, water. There is no barrier in the bag which keeps the water out. And that's the problem with a lot of these bags made out of CORDURA nylon. If there is no waterproof barrier, the water will just creep in if it's raining. Of course, if you're in an area where there is no rain, no problem. Then it's a phenomenal bag. But you just have to be careful when out in the rain with these types of bags here, and water will just creep in, and they could potentially damage some of your electronics. Or if you have a lot of papers in there, you know, paper just sucks water up. So that's one of the things that you need to be aware of. The next thing that brings the grading down is the shoulder strap, actually, regarding right and left usage. It feels like it is, when I have it on my right side, it sits really good, the back here, but then when I shift to the left side, it's like it doesn't sit as good as on the right side, and I can imagine that is because of the placement of the two attachment points. Here on this side you have the attachment point right here, and on the other side the attachment point is here below the zipper. So this gives the bag a certain angle when you carry it, left versus right, and right side is the best. So if you're a left-hand guy, it might not sit as good on your left-hand shoulder as it does on the right hand. Then the divider in here in the laptop room, you cannot remove that. So if you have a large piece of electronic equipment or something that you want to protect, it is quite hard to put it in. Then the divider will just, you know, take up the space on the other side of the room here. I would like that being able to take up the divider and maybe to be able to put it in the front large room here. That could be a possibility. Also, now talking about the front large room here, I would like there would have been some Velcro estate area on the inside. So if I have something with Velcro backing, I could just put it in and it will stay in here. One of the small details that I love on. But the main issue bringing the grade down is water seeping in the bag when it's raining. This doesn't mean that I cannot recommend the bag to you. I can easily recommend this bag to you. You just have to be aware of the water problem. It's a really good bag. It is cheap in price, really good quality. You have a lot of ways of organizing your stuff in this bag, and it doesn't look big, and you can have a lot of stuff in it. So no problems for me in recommending this bag as an EDC for office work and stuff. My next video will be on these pants from CORDURA. It's the Raider Mark IV. So if you want to see that video and my coming videos, please subscribe. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Bye.